Ladies and gentlemen,
What's up, BFW? How are y'all tonight?
we are so happy with this turnout.
Yeah, this is nice. Welcome to the first BFW Winter Showcase. For those of you that don't know what this is, every Wednesday, my friend Shawn and I here, we host an open mic. And the funniest set of the open mic, we buy a drink for. But little did they know that they were also being put on a list to do this eventually, once we had enough winners to actually do showcases. So this is what that is. So thank you guys so much for coming out to the first one. We're excited to do this. So tonight we have four really great comics going up, and it's going to be a good time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Guys, take care of your bartenders. Same rules as if you come out to open mic. No heckling.
Yeah, no heckling.
Try and keep, conversations to a minimum. We are going to record the set for the comics, so we're going to have some fun.
Yeah, laugh loud.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, and with that, let's get this show going. We're going to start it off with my buddy over here and co-host, Shawn Singleton. Give it up for him.
Thank you guys. It's really nice to be back at the VFW. I mean, I'm here every week, but I always love coming to this venue. It's the first place I ever tried comedy at. VFW, Veterans of Foreign Wars. I asked my grandfather once if he was in Vietnam, and he said, Nam was for pussies and dandies. I was in Normandy, and son, let me tell you, it was no day at the beach. What? Was that a joke? I don't know. I don't know anything anymore, God damn it. Life's a beach. I never did find out if he ever served or if he's just a smartass with one punchline. Or maybe his favorite TV show was Peaches. I don't know. Moving on. I get asked a lot, and maybe it's because I'm Italian, I've got the Mediterranean look, and if you ask me chicken soup, my default answer is matzo ball. But I get asked a lot, are you Jewish? And it's kind of, especially in today's day and age, I feel like that's an odd question to ask somebody. But I always try and it catches me off guard. I'm like, no, I'm not, but thank you for asking. Because if you didn't know, anytime someone asks you if you're Jewish, your credit score goes up 15 points. So it's a win for everybody. Nothing to ever be offended at. At work the other day, I had somebody around me say they preferred, living in a gentrified neighborhood, a gentrified community. And I was kind of taken back. I'm like, wow, that's really fucked up. It's like, I knew a lot of girls in high school named Gentry, and they were all bitches. I wouldn't want to live in a neighborhood full of them. I was having a beer with a friend the other week, and he's got a son that's just about to turn 1. And I was asking him how he was doing, and he's like, "Oh, it's great. He's starting to pull himself up on things. That's a big milestone." I'm like, "Wow, that's really awesome." So have you had to baby-proof the house yet? Have you had to do all that? He's like, "Ha, we're not gonna baby-proof the house." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "There's lots of stuff. Your kid." I'm like, "Don't you have a gun?" He's like, "Yeah, I just leave it on the windowsill." He's like, they had the same reaction at the doctor's office. I don't know what's weird about that. I'm like, are you being sarcastic? He's like, no. I'm like, what are you, like a Darwinist parent? Like, I've heard him cry it out, but fuck, when I get 3 nights out of the week, he sleeps outside. He's an indoor-outdoor baby. We are strict Darwinists. If he can't make it in this world, he's not gonna make it. He drinks bleach. That's his problem. One of the great things I've heard in my time here at the VFW, you hear little snippets of conversations you're sitting out on the patio. One of my favorite ones I heard just the other week, there's gotta be an age limit to claiming to be an orphan. No, not really. That's the same kind of person that likes to politely remind you of people that you're referring to that they're dead, like, oh, I used to like to go there with my parents. You mean your dead parents? Your parents are dead. Don't forget that. I also heard another great one that was, somebody asked, they were talking about their aunt, and they said, oh, wow, your aunt, so how's she related to your family? Gee, I don't know, they're my mother's sister. Oh, actually, how they phrased it was, what is your aunt to you? And I mean, you could answer it in the obvious, my mom's sister, or I guess you could be like, do you mean what's she worth to my family? Because that bitch got me a coffee cup for Christmas one year, so she's not worth a whole lot to me. Okay, you guys all love your aunts, that's okay. Medical marijuana became a thing just recently. It's great. I don't know if anybody else out there is enjoying that. It's too easy to get too high, though, nowadays. I've had this problem, and I got a message from a friend on Facebook, and he was like, hey, I just saw your doppelganger, or else I saw you driving a blue car around 3rd and Peoria. And I looked at my friend, I'm like, whoa, like, I don't have any siblings. That's pretty cool. I've never had anybody that looks like me before. He's like, Shawn, we just drove by 3rd and Peoria, and you're driving a blue Kia. Shit, you think it's the same guy? Speaking of being too high, I misheard a radio ad recently for MedFarm. And obviously, you know, that's some medicinal marijuana place. And they said that with every purchase, your money goes to provide aid for animal shelters in the area. I thought they said with every dollar you spend here, we provide aids to animal shelters in your area. Okay, no, I thought that was much funnier. It's like, we're not PETA. I mean, PETA would, you know, ask you to pay money or threaten violence against an animal. I mean, we're basically PETA. Pay us money or we're going to club a baby seal to death. Shop at MedFarm. Guys, that's my time. You guys ready to keep this rolling and bring out our first actual feature comedian of the evening? Yeah. Please, ladies and gentlemen, help me give a warm VFW welcome to Mr. Michael Patton.
Thank you, Shawn. Thank you all for coming out tonight. As you can see, I'm dressed different from the rest of you. I like dressing up. I do. I do it because no one else dresses up anymore. I went in a meeting today. I was at City Hall in Edmond. I was the only one with a tie, so I kind of like it. I'm a rebel. I do it. I'm a rebel with a Windsor knot. So it does make you stand out, and I do feel like when I'm dressed up, people treat me better. They do. They expect more. They show me respect. You'll probably be all shocked by my next masturbation shift. So, not really doing one. Not really true. I live a clean life. I mean, I hope. I'm 61 years old, 1 year old. So I've learned a lot, and I've kept a clean life. I mean, I have no skeletons in my closet. I have a couple mannequins, maybe a blow-up doll. No skeletons. None. I'm in good shape. For my age, I think I am. I used to be really heavy. I was 440 pounds 5 years ago. I've lost weight. My reason and my way to do it was a simple exercise. When people offer me food, I do this. It's great. It works perfect. Lost a lot of weight that way. I'll never get back to my supermodel. I know that. Those days are in my past. But I think the things that changed about me now, the sports I play. When I was in high school, I played football. All of our buddies got together, even after Thanksgiving, and played football. And then we got a little older, and we played softball. You know, we had a great team. We played in leagues. Now we play golf. I don't know. For some reason, the balls keep getting smaller. So, and the games we play, even the simplest games. I mean, we don't play tag. We play SAG. Tic-tac-toe is tic-tac, take a nap. I'm into swing dancing. I don't mean to be. My dance, parts of my body start swinging. Well, I dress up to hide my body. I mean, old people no one wants to see our bodies. When old people have sex, the lights are off. We do it from memory. Things are just a little lower. They're just a little lower than they were last time. Just remember that. But I'll say, I think women like to dress up more than men. And so my advice to men is find a reason for women to dress up. Find some special occasion. And the best one is a wedding. You know, you have single friends. You have dudes who don't do anything. I mean, I know love is grand. Weddings are like $75. So he can get married, they'll all get, and you get a bachelor party. So it all works out for all parties for there. I think that I've been married 26 years. Not in a row. My first marriage was 75 days. Yeah, we didn't make the playoffs. Didn't make the season then. So it didn't work out. We got divorced by phone and by mail. Never saw her again. I ran into a friend of hers years later, and where'd she go? And she said, New York, New Jersey, or do something. So I thought I'd do something. But as she left, I didn't realize it when I signed the final divorce paper that she had read up $10,000 in credit card debt, which is now probably 30 or 40,000 equivalent. So love is grand, but divorce is 10 grand in my case. My second marriage, I didn't want to do it. It was 10 years later. I decided that this woman really, we had a good life, but we were poor. I mean, we weren't doing well. So I used money as the reason we wouldn't get married. Guys, it doesn't work. She got a second job. I mean, that's real pressure for the ring for me. So I won $17,000 on a horse race. And I went home and threw $3,000 on the bed, said just buy a ring, just spend the rest of it on a party. I threw a party at the airport hotel here in Tulsa. Ran a whole wing for all my friends, had a band, had a blues band. Mistake, don't hire a blues band for weddings, learn from my mistakes. But we had shrimp, we had shrimp that were the size of children, or small women. I mean, I just blew everything, the rest of it there. I was married 30 months, so if you do the math, it was like $600 a month. It was like a car payment, or a boat payment that sank. You know, it felt terrible. I do think that marriage overall is a commitment. There are 3 rings to marriage. There is the engagement ring, the wedding ring, and the supper ring. So that comes out in my case. But I say that I've learned a lot from this. I have knowledge of, I think, the other sex. We're at the VFW. I'm not a veteran. I'm not in foreign wars, but I'm a veteran of the war of the sexes. And boy, guys, our side's losing. Let me just say that. Women have strategy. I mean, it's in the magazines of the grocery store aisles. I mean, they talk about how to keep a man and get this thing. Why do you think we go to the bathroom together? It's not to dance. I mean, it's to talk strategy about us. We just lose. We're just doing poorly at that. So we need to surrender and listen to me. I do think that my age makes me different from the other comedians. I have found that I feel like I'm trying to talk to a younger generation, and I see them in all their eyes, in all their smiles, and all their jokes. You don't forget your ages in life. You do learn from them. And I had an accomplished life here in Tulsa, I believe. I did a lot of good things. When I was young, I wanted to change the world. Now I just want to change the mood. So I'm committed to do comedy for that reason. But my generation was cool. I mean, I wasn't, but your parents were cool. Let me say this. They were once cool. The clothes we wore, there was no fibers from cotton. They were pure plastic. Dead dinosaur, complete. It was great. Everything we did was just crazy. Most importantly, that era and the way men and women related to each other. Women in the 60s and 70s finally had the right to use their body as they see fit. We had Roe versus Wade had passed, and the pill, and there wasn't AIDS. I mean, there was free love. If you're from the Tulsa area, I probably slept with your mom. And I think the other thing that makes a difference is the use of marijuana. So when I was young, people smoked pot because it was, anti-establishment. It was fight the power, you know? Now the generation is smoking for medical reasons. Really? Medical reasons? If that's the case, do you share all your medicine? Hey, we're having a party. Bring that gout medicine, you know? Don't bogart that Mucinex, you know? I just don't get it. So I'll end with this. I'll just say that if you see an older person, you should try to learn from them. They can offer some good advice. If you see one particularly looking for conversation, maybe overdressed, reach out to them and maybe learn something. And if you do, share that with others. And say hello to your mom. So, thank you all. Good night. I'm Michael Patton.
Keep it going for Michael Patton, everybody. Good job. Great stuff. Let's keep that energy going for our next comic coming to the stage. Please welcome Lauren Turner, everybody.
Oh my God, this enthusiasm. Thank you. I'm having a weird week. Anyone else? Yes, back in the back. I feel like every week is going to be a weird week as long as I constantly find myself thinking like, Maybe we all should have been a little more supportive of Jeb Bush. What's happening? What world am I living in? Also having a weird week because I got catcalled for the first time. Give it a second, the story's gonna get more believable. So I'm a bit of a feminist, so when this happened I got excited because I've been like waiting to go the hell off on someone. I was like, let's do this, right? So I whipped my head around, I'm like, here we go. It was a bird. Yeah, a little bird in the street. Woo-hoo. I was like, fuck you, bird. What are you, the Morgan Freeman of your nest? Oh, y'all forgot he fucked up, didn't you? I didn't. Got it right here. I also had an interesting encounter in an elevator. I got in with two other people, and one of them sneezed. So the other person blessed them. It's just like a polite thing to do, right? And the sneezer was like, I don't believe in God. I was like, I don't either. But Jesus Christ. Maybe now is not the time. So I'm already like, oh God, oh God. But then the blesser turns around and goes, yeah, well fuck you then. What? I was like, this is an open carry state. I need out of here right now. Oh my God. Things have also been weird. I'm in my first serious relationship, which I'm really trying to hold on to, because I'm at the age where you don't have, going through a breakup, it's a different thing, right? Like, you don't have time to be sad anymore. You're just like, next! Keep it moving, I'm on schedule. Got shit to do, I've got a lot of time. Gotta get back to it. So yeah, I'm trying to hold on to that. I'm only in my first relationship mainly because I'm 31 and I just figured out I'm a lesbian, so that's been super fun. It's been a great time. Yeah, and I truly didn't know, right? Because I thought men were garbage because I was a feminist. Turns out I want to sleep with women. Easy mistake. I was like, well, men are garbage. I don't know. It shouldn't be this hard, right? So yeah, I just figured it out. When that happens, you probably miss some signs along the way, right? People used to always ask me if I was a lesbian. There's the first sign. I'd be like, no, I get it. I just wear the uniform. I don't actually play for the team. Went back for tryouts, made it, starting 5, sports reference. Getting the hang of this shit. So yeah, I missed it. Also, I played softball. Easy, easy, easy. Where was I? Pick up the pace. My first crush was on the most Finn Hansen brother. Good luck figuring out which one that was. I was a huge Melissa Etheridge fan as a child. I was like, yes, come to my window, girl. What is happening? My longest relationship with a man was with a man who was asexual. Yeah, that one only worked for so long because neither of us wanted me to suck his dick. So we were both like, let's not. It was beautiful. Real match made in heaven. So yeah, that's been fun. Now, when you're gay at 30, that means you have to then come out to your parents and your whole family when you're 30, which has been fun. It's really fun. It's really given me the opportunity to talk to my grandparents about who I like to fuck. So that's been awesome. So cool, love that. I have not come out to my grandparents yet. They're the last important people I need to tell. But that's some final boss shit, right? That is the Bowser of coming out. I'm not there yet. Sliding around on the ice levels trying to figure out what's going on. I don't even know. confused. I will tell you, if you have to come out, you should do it in a car, because you don't have to look at their face. That's what I did. I just played Uber for like a week. Everyone I knew, I was like, you want to go on a drive? They're like, okay. Now let's be clear. I did not want to not look them in the face because I was ashamed of being gay. I just really fucking hate being wrong. I was like, I cannot face you and tell you how fucking wrong I was about this shit. I was so wrong. So yeah, I'm glad I found someone. Before that, I was online dating. That's actually how I met my girlfriend. But the last day I was matching with only men. I had 2 matches on Tinder. Our only mutual interests on Facebook were Steve-O from Jackass. So, if watching a man butt chug is not the foundation of true love, I don't know what is. For a while there, I was trying some more unorthodox methods. I was like, this online dating shit ain't working. Am I the only one who's reconnected with an ex through LinkedIn? Anyone else? Just me? He did not appreciate the endorsement I gave him for finger banging. He said it was, quote, very unprofessional. I was like, whatever. You're just mad I didn't endorse your dick. So yeah, I was doing that. It wasn't working. I used to leave my stuff in an Uber and hope, like they were hot, I'd leave it, and then I'd hope they'd contact me to give me things back. I like to call it Cinderella-ing. Leave it, hope your prince comes. It works sometimes. Let's see. Oh, you know how people talk about wanting to be a kid again? Do any of you want that? Like, I want to go back knowing what I know now. Live my life over. I'm like, no, none of you want to either. We're on the same page. It sounds like a goddamn nightmare. I'm like, I know where this train is heading. And I cannot live through this shit twice. I'm not interested in that. I know too much, right? I feel like if I went back, I'd be like the most woke 3rd grader ever. They're like, you can do anything you dream. I'm like, clearly you have not heard of the patriarchy. Like, will I get paid the same though? I don't think so. Why try? Don't care. I'm like in the back of my classroom smoking a cigarette. I'm like, y'all see Back to the Future 3? Shit was a prophecy. It's real. Donald Trump will be president. Sorry if you're into that, because this just got weird. Okay, I'm gonna tell one more joke and I'm gonna get out of here. Do you guys ever have to fart in public and then you turn into John Nash from A Beautiful Mind? Because I'm running through some complex calculations to figure out if I'm gonna get away with that shit, okay? I'm over here like, okay. I have like a single bead of sweat rolling down my forehead. I'm trying to keep my asshole so tight. I'm like, just hold on. I'm doing the math. I'm like, what's the temperature in here? Like, will it float away? I'm measuring the padding in the chair. I'm like, will this absorb the blow? Just in case, I always keep a tire pressure gauge handy. I'm overinflated. And on that very charming note, I'm out of here. Have a good night.
Lord Turners, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys. Guys, we're going to go ahead and bring up our next comic for the evening. It's my co-host, Zach Amon. Please give him a warm round of applause.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? How you doing? It's crazy. Did you guys see that stuff about Jeffrey Epstein, committing suicide? It was crazy. Everybody was like, oh, it was the Clintons, oh, it was Donald Trump, oh, it was this, it was that. It was the rope, everybody, come on. The rope is what killed him. Let's be real. We live in a crazy time, though, man. You know, Donald Trump's president. Kobe Bryant is an Oscar winner. Like, what's next? Kevin Spacey wins a humanitarian award? Like, what? Like, OJ has a Twitter now. OJ Simpson. You guys remember him? Remember that guy? You were all young. He has a Twitter now. This guy was a football star, a movie star, and he got away with murder. Is there nothing this guy can't do? I think he should run for president next. I do. Juice 2020. I really think it could happen. Think, what's going to change? We're going to have another crazy celebrity in office tweeting every day. Nothing changes there. He's going to go golfing on his vacays. Nothing changes there. The only thing that's different is if someone has to die, we know OJ's going to take care of it. Like, himself. Like, he'll walk in. He'll do his own thing. I work at a really boring job. And sometimes things happen that are awesome. The other day, I work at a bank. Cool, right? I'm a finance guy. Pretty sweet. Anyway. So this guy comes in, he's like, hey, I gotta cash this check. And I'm like, okay, man. So I'm like doing, the stuff, and he's on his phone, and then all of a sudden, porn starts going off on his phone. Like loud. Real loud. And he just looks at me, and he's like, oh, shit. Memes, right? And I was like, yeah, dude. Memes. Like, be honest, we all know it was porn. Like, I know the exact video he was watching. Super easy. Super easy. I don't know if I could date a porn star. I feel like it'd be hard. It'd be difficult. What if she has a bad day and you're like, hey, honey, how was work? She's like, oh, they just fucked me over at work today. And over 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 and over. She's a porn star. You make her a nice romantic meal, and she's like, oh, honey, that's sweet, but I did a gangbang scene today. I'm kind of full. You couldn't introduce her to your friends? You'd be like, hey, guys, we know. Nice to meet you. We know exactly who you are. Your video went off when I was at the bank the other day. I'm friends with that guy now. We're pals. He's a cool guy. I also don't think I could date a female magician. I feel like that'd be real difficult. You'd be like, honey, go get my chapstick out of my purse. And I'd be like, oh, all right, honey. Oh, funny, a rabbit. Okay, that's good. That's clever. That's a good one. Okay, all right. Okay, really? This one now? Okay, where's your chapstick, Karen? It'd be tough. It'd be a tough time. She'd be like, oh, honey, yeah, I'd like to have sex, but, I'm on my period. Hold up. Oh, right? I feel like the fights would be ridiculous. I'd be like, what, you can swallow a sword, but you can't suck my dick? Come on. Come on. Unbelievable. What is going on? I learned today, you guys like facts? I learned a fact today that the bee orgasm is loud enough to be heard by the human ear. It's pretty fascinating. So that means if you're ever walking out and about and you hear, oh God, just like that, it's a bee having sex. That's pretty cool. Nature is dope, is what I'm saying. That's pretty cool stuff. Weed's legal now. That's pretty cool. I like that it's legal. I wish we would just get it over with and do it legal everywhere so I can give up my life of crime. Because I gotta tell you, it's tough being a gangster. It's tough, it's 24/7. But for more than that, I really want weed to be legalized so that we can refer to the era on as the stoned age. That's comedy 101. That's brilliant. That's genius. I actually caught my brother smoking weed the other day. My brother's like a goody two-shoes, doesn't drink, doesn't do anything. So this was huge for me. I almost started crying. And I was like, dude. And he was like, holy shit, fuck. Don't tell mom and dad. Please don't tell mom and dad. And please don't be mad at me. I don't want you to be mad at me. And I was like, dude, why would I be mad? It's just weed. And he's like, yeah, but it's your weed. And so, he's grounded, ladies and gentlemen. And I got his PlayStation and my weed. And it's been a good week. Thank you guys so much. My name is Zach Inman. I'm going to introduce our next comic to the stage. Please give a warm welcome to Uncle Gary!
name. It's not just the lie that single mother I fucked told her kids. My sisters have progeny, all right? And sometimes I got uncular responsibilities, like babysitting those motherfuckers. I had to do that with my nephew in town a little while ago. He was 8 at the time. So I was like, oh, 8, easy peasy. We'll just stay up all night playing video games and drinking whiskey, or whatever 8-year-olds drink. And that went fine. But then the next morning, because it was an overnight sort of thing, I was like, I should probably make breakfast. We're gonna eat today. I'm a good uncle. So I made some bacon and eggs. Normal shit everybody should be in love with. I made the bacon all normal, but then I put my heart and soul into these eggs, you guys. Like I slow cooked them so they would stay moist and succulent in the middle. I wasted a lot of time on these eggs, but I put them in front of my nephew. He takes one bite, and he just slides the plate to the side and looks at me and says, "Sometimes people make eggs better than others." Sometimes kids turn up missing, all right? You ungrateful fuck. Did my sister teach you that one yet? Don't tell her I said fuck to you. She gets angry when I curse. I was angry. I had to walk around the house, but he just kept following me everywhere, asking questions like, "Oh, Uncle Gary, what are you doing?" Trying to figure out how much a vasectomy costs with no insurance, all right? Scram! You're mucking up the process. I gotta be careful though. I get real angry sometimes about shit that doesn't matter at all. Like, I can't even read news articles online anymore because I care about grammar and punctuation, and they fucking don't. All right, I'll just be sitting there going through editing the whole time. Like, oh, you need a comma here. You should have a semicolon there. How the fuck do you misspell an ampersand? Somebody did. Call me old-fashioned. But a period used to mean more than, "Hooray, I'm not pregnant." It was a punctuation mark denoting the end of a sentence. I'd say go to college to learn proper English, but don't go to college, you guys. It's expensive. It's too expensive. Like when I went to college, this is back in the early 2000s, it cost like, the cheapest I could find was a gently used sedan per semester. That's before you factored in the cost of textbooks. Like a new college textbook's gonna run you somewhere between $15,000 and $100,000 a book, in my personal experience. And then, if you're lucky enough to be able to sell it back to the bookstore at the end of the semester, dude behind the counter is gonna be like, "Oh, what'd you pay for this? $200? Here's $12. Take it or leave it." That's like 10 cents on the dollar or something. I didn't finish college. I'm not great at that. All I know is I know children who will tell you that that's a bad deal, and they work for Nike. All right, all right, it's a child labor crowd. That's what I'm saying. So I'm an uncle. I'm also an anarchist. It's the truth. It's not the most popular opinion to have during voting season. Or between voting seasons, for that matter. There's probably a season for it. And everyone wants to tell me how wrong it is. They want to like, "Gary, you gotta do your civic duty and vote. There's bad people out there and they're doing stuff. You gotta stop them." It's from one side of the political spectrum. They're like, "Don't you know that the right is trying to take away all our public lands and turn it into fracking fraternities or some shit?" And from the left, or the right, they're like, "Oh, don't you know the left is trying to take away our guns and turn your sons into Thai lady boys? They're doing it." Bernie Sanders was my real candidate. Donald Trump is the biblical devil. All right, go sports. It's not what I'm into. Anytime I try and explain myself, I feel like one of those assholes from the 90s who just told everybody that wrestling wasn't real. Everything I know about politics can be explained in the simplicity that was 1990s professional wrestling. It can. So I got questions and it's got answers. I'm like, "Hey, how come all my civil liberties and rights seem to be getting taken away or infringed upon more and more and faster as time goes on?" "'Cause Stone Cold said so." I'm just supposed to accept the fact that the U.S. government imprisons more of its citizens than all the other world governments and their citizens combined? Yeah, brother! Snap into a Slim Jim and fucking forget about it. Can you smell what foreign affairs policy is cooking? It's brown children, mostly. From the articles I read, it's brown kids. I think it's wrong, but what are you gonna do? And my opinions don't make me a bad guy. I participate in your society. I pay my taxes. I don't file my taxes, but it comes out of my check every 2 weeks. I've seen the statements. I've had lots of jobs that they could do that with, and most of them are food service. So I had to go get a food handler's card at one time. So I rode my bike down to the Eastland Mall, and yes, these glutes are tight. And the Eastland Mall was just like I remembered as a kid, except it's a ghost town now, so that was different. Otherwise, it's the same. And I went to the food handler's class, and this dude with a real slick African accent was teaching us the class, and he was just asking us a bunch of easy questions, and we were just droning on answers. He was like, should you wash your hands after using the bathroom? And we went, yes. Should you store your cleaning supplies above raw meat? And we went, no. And then his next question got no response at all. He's like, is this the best way to store your tuna salad scoop in between uses? Fucking crickets. So he repeated himself. Is this the best way to store your tuna salad scoop in between uses? Raise your hand. I'm just looking at the picture. That's clearly a pan full of baked beans, motherfucker. Are you trying to trick me? I need this for my job. Am I insane? Don't answer that question. Starting to feel like the giver. I'm the only one who can see colors or whatever. It's fucking ridiculous. All right. Before I go, I'm going to sing y'all a song. If you've never seen me before, I like to sing, I rewrite Disney songs from my childhood about things that I'm passionate about. And this one of Lauren Turner's beautiful friends has requested I sing my Pocahontas song. It's, if you're familiar with that movie, it's based on the song Just Around the River Bend. And I rewrote the words to be about fisting the gal you're in love with or whatever. So, enjoy it or don't. I'm going to sing it in the lead. That's how it starts. Fuck off. What I hate most about people is to your face they're always nice, but inside their judgment of you is always growing. But if you have an open mind and promise you'll play dice, well, I'll tell you what really gets this pussy flowing. Put just another finger in, just another finger in. I look once more, put just another finger in. I'm not even sore, and that thumb's still flying free. I'm not a whore, these are just the times we're living in. Put just another finger in for me. Slide in for me. I can feel it there, my spot of cheese. It's just behind that third knuckle. I'm trying to ignore all of your fumbling. You'd make a handsome, sturdy husband if you would just heed my call. And then tonight you'd finally hear me coming. Put just another finger in. Just another finger in. I look once more. Put just another finger in. I'm not even sore, and that thumb's still flying free. I'm not a whore. These are just the times we're living in. Put just another finger in. Just another finger in. Should I take the smoothest course? Steady as the beating drum. Should I marry Coco One? I've been sued by Disney for this. Or do you still wait for me, fist giver. Put just another finger. Thanks, y'all. I'm on good.
Uncle Gary, ladies and gentlemen. Gary, you left some beard hairs in the microphone here.
Welcome.
Thank you. Zach has requested me. Mom, did you like the Pocahontas song? You know, Gary, I don't remember it going that way. It's been a while since I've seen Pocahontas, but... Ladies and gentlemen, will you please help me in welcoming our final comedian of the evening, our friend, our local, Mr. Wade McFarland!
All right. VFW, how we doing tonight? I love the VFW. I always feel like super safe here, you know, because all the vets and everything is here. I tell you what doesn't make me feel safe is that there's like 8 pickup trucks out there in that parking lot. You can go watch right now. Please don't do it right now. But you can go out and look later, and they're all backed into parking spots. Always makes me nervous. Like, what do you guys know that I don't? Why are you guys preparing for a quick getaway? What else makes me uncomfortable about the VFW is that some of the ladies may not know this, but they have Jane Fonda targets on the urinals in there. I'd pee next to a veteran who was like all upset. It's like, the wrong Fonda died today. Apparently they haven't seen Barefoot in the Park. That's a banger. You guys are sleeping on that film. It's good. Gotta look past Jane Fonda there. Something I want to talk about is some of you guys is like Facebook behavior. Specifically, those of you that like to make posts that start with a question and then you end it with, and go, ... Like as if Facebook is a search engine, you know? Like the person that makes that post acts as if they have a team of like no less than 40 people. These 40 people have elected a captain. The captain holds monthly meetings. They go something like this, like, all right, girls, stay frosty out there. As you're aware, Sharon purchased a puppy this week, so be advised to anticipate any puppy-related inquiries to come across your feed at any moment. And like, sure enough, like at Tuesday at 2:30, Sharon will deliver. She'll post something like, what's the best place to get your dog's toenails painted? And go, ... And that springs the team into action. They're like, all right, girls, this is what we trained for. Who's got it? Who's got it? And then someone in the back speaks up. She's like, I do. Looks here like Root Paul's on 14th Street. Root Paul spelled with a P-A-W, you know, like a puppy paw, super cute. Anyway, Blakely's mom, 247, gave it a 5-star review and would recommend to a friend. Well, by God, that looks like a winner. Let's post it in the comments and call it a day, ladies. This is not how Facebook works. Facebook is for like arguing with your crazy uncle that the world's still around, or like fishing for compliments. You know, like the girl that posts, she likes to post the bikini pictures in like January. You know, she'll like post something like, "Oh, take me back to Miami." It's like, no, you want to get taken back to when you had adequate self-esteem. Like that's what you're asking. My favorite like compliment fisherwoman is like the girl that like posts the perfect like selfie with like did up hair and like perfect makeup, and she's like, I'm such a mess today. And like all the white knights gotta come flooding in, and they're like, no, you're beautiful. It's so fucking annoying. And we could end that shit today if we all banded together as a society and just did like one simple thing, and that's just start agreeing with them. You know, just like, yeah, Beth, you are a fucking mess. And you're getting a little fat, too. And this shit would end today. My favorite Facebook person, though, is the hot take guy. Everybody's got like a hot take guy on their feed that posts like super passionate shit about really dumb stuff, you know? Like superhero movies, you know? There's always like a see more button involved. I'm always like, who the fuck asked you? Like, why does your opinion matter? But yet he'll post his passionate opinion. He's like, if you don't think Howard the Duck is the top 5 duck in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, then you are a fucking idiot. glad to know where you stand on that issue. Like, his love like knows no bounds. He'll post stuff about like snack food intended for children. Like, Cool Ranch Doritos has surpassed Nacho Cheese Doritos as the top Dorito in both taste, popularity, and finger cleanliness. Glad I know where you're at on that, man. But you gotta watch out. It's like, hot take guy's, he's harmless. But like, he opens the door for like the comment psycho. You know, the guy that's been like watching like 24/7 news, like loading up on like hot button issues all day, just looking for a way to like shoehorn them into conversations, you know? He's like, anybody who thinks Cool Ranch Doritos is more popular is obviously paid for by George Soros. Hillary lost, libtard. 6 more years of nacho cheese. I'm getting really tired of this person on Facebook. That's the guy that always like goes on a rant on something stupid like participation trophies. He's always in like the front seat of his car, like giving some like kind of sassy speech, you know? He's like, so let me get this straight. Which is a shit way to start a conversation. Like, you gotta ramp up that sassiness. This guy's right out of the gate with it. You know, he's like, so let me get this straight. My 5-year-old can't shoot a crossbow off near a large crowd, but there's boys out there that can make makeup tutorials on YouTube? I thought this was America. At least the America I knew back before you had to press 2 to hop in place. Jesus. I too miss a time in America when you had to be someone to make a speech. Anybody can post on Facebook now with their stupid fucking F-150 speeches. Like, if Martin Luther King gave his I Have a Dream speech from the front seat of a Buick, like, it just wouldn't carry the same weight. I feel like it's racist that I would assume that Martin Luther King drives a Buick. Everybody thinks their opinion matters now because it does now. Like, anybody's crazy grandma can like go online and like post something, and if it gets enough traction, like they're gonna have to cover that on the news now. You know, like my crazy grandma can get on there and be like, I think Paw Patrol's making my grandkids gay. And if that gets enough likes and shares, like sure enough, like some news anchor is gonna have to be on there and be like, Paw Patrol, Cocker Spaniels or cocksuckers? Tune in at 10 to find out. Grandmas don't need to have that much of a valued opinion. My grandma once told me Thanksgiving dinner that black people's butts are white, just like the palms. I had to unpack that. Obviously, you know, my grandma's never seen a black person naked before. She needs to live a little. I like watching movies. I like horror movies. I don't like possession movies though, because I feel like the demon just kind of like gets into the kid and then like forgets what he was doing, you know, because he just kind of lays there and says edgy things, you know? It's like, you had an entire eternity to plan, demon. I don't think you ever got past this point, because they're always thwarted right there with the kid in bed. And the parents always like risk life and limb to save him, you know? It's like, that's bullshit. Like, what if the kid's a total cunt? Just a real shit of a kid, you know? He's like, I'm in Billy's soul, what are you gonna do about it? And the parents are like, okay. Gotta be honest here, Beelzebub. I feel like I'm breaking even. You can speak 2 languages like Latin, like I can get you into college. This motherfucker was like drawn with crayons on the wall. Fuck him. Put my money on you, Beelzebub. I like watching sports. One thing I learned from watching sports is that I can never be like a sports announcer because they say like really shitty things about like the lesser players, you know? Like I was watching the NFL playoffs last year and they're like, oh, here come the Eagles. They're without their MVP quarterback. Instead they got backup Nick Foles, who's a complete liability out there. This is a big game. Like his mom is for sure watching. Like, you gotta cushion that blow a little bit, you know? He was like, oh, here comes Nick Foles. He's got a 720 credit score. Gets his oil changed before it's time. Never misses a Mother's Day card. He just struggles with the long pass, is what I'm saying. It's just not fair. Could you imagine like having like a sports announcer following you around in your day-to-day? You know, it's like, oh, here comes Wade filling in for Steve. And boy, do we miss Steve. Oh, looks like Wade here made a full color copy instead of using grayscale. That's not good for the toner economy. Get the fuck off me, man. Bother me in every little thing I do. Oh, Wade made the classic reply all to the email mistake. We better send that down to our sideline reporter to break that one down. Well, as you can see here, the reply and reply all button are right next to each other on the toolbar, but they've been that way since 1995, so only a fucking idiot would ever make that fucking mistake. Jesus Christ. I love watching my true crime documentaries. I like the ones that like focus on like really like podunk like hillbilly families, you know? It's because I like to listen to the way they talk. It's like they speak in their own language. It's like old cliches and like country music song lyrics. Like no matter how severe the situation is, like they'll cut to the mom. She's on the porch talking about how her son got locked up in jail. She's like, well, I told him once, I told him 1,000 times he was barking up the wrong tree and the grass ain't always greener on the other side, but he told me, in my opinion, was like a butthole and it stunk. So he went up yonder, on up to the gambling hole. He said he brought his lucky rabbit's foot with him, but then I said to him, like, hey, if that rabbit's foot's so lucky, then what the fuck happened to the rabbit? And then sure enough, he started to get the short end of the stick. If he lost any more, he wouldn't have a pot to piss in. So then he started to get 3 sheets of the wind sinking a whiskey to high heaven. And then he started shooting up the place, and you know, and then he got locked into the pen, blowing the boys up a storm. God bless his little heart. It's like the only way he knows how to talk. All right, thank you guys. I've been Wade.
Wade McFarland, everyone. Keep it going. Keep it going for all the comics you saw tonight, guys. Michael Patton, Lauren Turner, Uncle Gary, Wade McFarland, Shawn, and myself. Thank you guys so much for coming out to the first Winter Showcase.
Guys, this is going to be a monthly thing. This really means a lot that you guys came with us on this Maiden Voyage.
Yeah, tell your friends.
Yeah, come back out next month.
Yeah. And with that, have a good night, guys. Thank you so much for coming out. We appreciate
Thank you guys
it.
so much.
Take care of everyone behind the bar.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend.